Prattville home sales fell more than 18% in July. And if that's the only number somebody gives you, you might think our housing market is in trouble. But wait until you hear the rest of the numbers. We had 62 home sales in July compared with 76 last July. It's definitely a slowdown. But for the first 7 months of the year, we've actually sold 441 homes in Prattville. At this point last year, 435. So despite that bad July number, we're actually slightly ahead of last year's sales pace. Now here's where things get interesting. The median sales price in July was $337,650. Last July, $318,950. That's an increase of almost 6%. The average sold price was even higher, $355,025. That's almost 8% higher than last July. And sellers received an average of 99.1% of their asking price. So we've got fewer transactions, but the homes that are selling are still selling for strong prices. Now what about days on the market? 42 days, exactly the same as last July. And compare that with July 2019 when homes averaged 67 days on the market. So let me put this all together. Sales were down significantly in July, but year-to-date sales are slightly ahead of last year. Median prices are higher. Average prices are higher. Sellers are receiving about 99% of their list price. And homes aren't taking any longer to sell than they did last year. That's not a housing crash. But I don't think we should pretend everything is perfect either. Because there's another number I think deserves more attention. Through July 2019, Prattville had 498 home sales. This year, well, you saw it. That's about 11% fewer transactions than before COVID. And I think the bigger issue is affordability. It's not just that house that costs more. Mortgage rates are higher, insurance costs are more, maintenance costs are more, taxes and utilities matter a lot more than they did. The total cost of owning a home has become a much bigger part of the buying decision. So I would describe Prattville's housing market this way. We don't have a falling price problem right now. We have an affordability and transaction volume problem. And there's one more piece of this conversation. Prattville remains a place where people want to live, but that doesn't happen automatically. Our schools matter. Our infrastructure matters. Economic development matters. And responsible growth matters. Over the next several years, some of the decisions we make about these things will help determine what these housing numbers look like 5 and 10 years from now. So I'll leave you with this question. Which concerns you more? Prattville growing too fast? Or Prattville not growing enough? Let me know what you think. I'm Bo Evans with Bo Evans Realty.